This is GTA 6.
And this is a real road at the bottom of Florida, hopping from island to island for over 100 miles until it runs out of land. Water on both sides, so green it looks edited. Rockstar didn't invent the Leonida Keys. They rebuilt a real place, almost bridge for bridge. In the next 12 minutes, I'll show you what they copied, what they shrank, what they changed on purpose, and one more thing. The most famous island in the real chain is missing from everything Rockstar has shown. Either they cut it or they're hiding it. We'll get to that. Start with the shape. The real Florida Keys are a chain of small islands curling off the southern tip of Florida. 113 miles of them strung together by one road. US Highway 1, the overseas highway. From the air, the chain looks like stepping stones dropped across two colors of water, pale turquoise where the flats run shallow, deep blue where the channels cut through. One thin gray line of road threading it all together. Now look at the fan maps of GTA 6's Leonida Keys. Quick honesty note, because this channel runs on it. Rockstar has never published a map of Leonida. Every full map you have seen online is a fan reconstruction built from trailers and screenshots. So when I show you the game's island chain, that shape is the community's homework, and I'll label it every time. But even from official material alone, the trailer shots and the screenshots, the pattern is clear. Small islands, shallow green water, one road stitching them together. The same tail curling off the same corner of the same state with a new name on it. Rockstar's own page calls the region the gateway to paradise. Their description reads, "The dress code is casual, the bars are loaded. Life in this tropical archipelago isn't flashy, but it's easy." Here's the thing about rebuilding a place like this. Rockstar always shrinks the real world. GTA 5 squeezed a whole version of Los Angeles into a map you can drive across in minutes. That's my read on what happens here too. Keep the shape, drop the length. And the reason the shape survives the shrink is one road. If you want GTA 6 videos where real facts and fan maps get labeled honestly, consider subscribing. Now let's get back to the road. The overseas highway might be the most filmable road in America. It runs the entire chain on 42 bridges. The longest one is called the 7-Mile Bridge, and the name only rounds up a little. Just short of 7 miles of two-lane road with nothing on either side but water. Drive it at noon and the heat haze lifts off the asphalt in waves. The seams in the roadbed tick under your tires like a slow clock, and the water is so shallow you can watch a stingray glide by from the driver's seat. Next to it the whole way runs a second bridge, an old broken one, concrete gone chalky gray, rust bleeding down from the rail in long orange stains. That's what's left of a railroad a man named Henry Flagler built more than 100 years ago, aimed at one island at the very end of the chain, Key West. A hurricane tore the railroad apart in 1935 and it never ran again. The bridges got paved into a road instead. The old spans that were left just stayed. Pelicans line up on them now, wings half open, drying in the sun. File that name away, by the way. Key West. Where this road ends is where this video ends. Now watch trailer 2 again. A long, low crossing over teal shallows shot from the driver's seat right behind a pickup towing a jet ski. Hard daylight flattening the horizon. The community has matched this crossing to a 7-mile bridge stand-in on their maps. That match is mapping, not an official fact. But you don't need the label to see what Rockstar was looking at when they framed it. One more thing about a road like this, and it matters for a crime game. There is one way in and one way out. Every bridge is a choke point. A chase on a 2-lane bridge with no exits, water on both sides, is the kind of scene heist movies are built around. Rockstar didn't pick this geography by accident. That's analysis, but I'd bet on it. Follow that road far enough, and you hit the part Rockstar cast as home. GTA 6 follows two people, Jason and Lucia, a couple both playable, both criminals. And trailer 2 shows what looks like their place. A green, 2-story wooden house up on stilts. Jason is on the roof of it, patching leaks. And when he walks inside, you can see straight through the back door to a wooden dock and open water. Here's the honest version, same as always. The shots are real and the match to the keys is the community's read. Rockstar has not said the words, the story starts here. But everything they have shown fits it. Later in the trailer, the two of them sit on the edge of a wooden dock at sunset, sharing beers, small islands scattered on the horizon behind them. That's a home shot. Rockstar knows how to frame one. Now look at the real thing. Stilt houses are how the real Keys live with the ocean. The water comes up, the house stays dry. Whole neighborhoods stand on legs, dock wood weathered to driftwood gray, deck boards warm and rough under bare feet. Put the frames side by side and the game's house reads like a portrait of them. And the life around those houses matches too. Marinas where halyards clink against masts all night, a sound like tiny bells that never stops. Bait shops with the ice machine humming out front. Tiki bars under roofs of dried palm, the fronds gone brittle and papery, rattling in the sea breeze. Trailer 2 gives you both. A marina packed with boats, and a cluttered nautical dive bar heavy with neon and wood paneling, an anchor on the wall and a chalkboard menu. Drop either one into the real Isla Mirada, and nobody would blink. Remember Rockstar's line, "Isn't flashy but it's easy." That's real Keys culture in 6 words. Small towns, one road, everyone knows everyone. Now think about what that means for 2 people whose job is crime. In Vice City, you disappear into a million strangers. Down here, the bartender knows your truck. The marina guy knows your boat. The worst place on the whole map to keep a secret is the place they appear to sleep. That's a story choice, and I think it's the most interesting one Rockstar has shown us so far. So why here? Why would Rockstar put 2 career criminals in a place with one road, no crowds, and neighbors who notice everything? Hold that question. The answer is 100 years old and it's 2 stops away. But first, the real Keys' best feature isn't on land at all. The Florida Keys sit on the only living coral barrier reef in the continental United States. That reef is why the water glows, shallow, clear, and green in a way that looks fake in photos and somehow more fake in person. Sunlight goes all the way to the bottom and ripples across the sand like a second sky. People come from all over the world to dive it, fish it, and float over it. Rockstar clearly noticed because the game's keys are water first and land second. Boats are everywhere in the official material. And the jet ski shot from Trailer 2, Jason and Lucia jumping awake together in open water, is basically the region's postcard. Fishing is confirmed too, as expected. For the next few seconds, I mostly want you to just look. Real on the left, game on the right. See how many you can tell apart. The hiss of a flat's boat over inches of water. The waterline where pale green meets open blue, drawn across the sea like someone ruled it with a pencil. One honest note before we leave the water. Real Keys life is shaped by hurricanes. The 1935 storm that killed the railroad. Hurricane Irma, which came ashore in the Keys in 2017 as a Category 4 and flattened whole neighborhoods. Every real Keys building, road, and family has a hurricane story, and every fall, the sound of drills driving shutter screws into place runs down the whole chain. Rockstar knows it too. Back in that Keys bar, Trailer 2 hides a sign about a hurricane named Roxy, and the community reads it as a hint that storms are part of this world. But an actual hurricane you can play through in GTA 6, whether Beyond Rain is rumored, not confirmed. If hurricanes are in this game, Rockstar hasn't said so. That question is big enough to get its own video on this channel soon. So, pretty water, slow towns, bars with loaded shelves. That question from the Stilt House is still open. Why would Rockstar open a crime story here of all places? Because of the part they copied most faithfully of all. The real Florida Keys have been smuggler country for 100 years. Look at the map again and you'll see why. A 100-mile chain of islands, thousands of little mangrove pockets where the roots grow down into the water like cage bars, open sea on both sides, and Cuba just 90 miles from the end of the road. On a moonless night out there, the dark is total, and sound does something strange over flat water. An idling engine carries for a mile, so the boats that didn't want to be heard learned to drift the last stretch in. During Prohibition, rum came through here from Cuba and the Bahamas, stashed in those hidden coves on its way to the mainland. Then came the era Florida still tells stories about. In the 70s and 80s, so many bales of marijuana came off boats and out of small planes around the Keys that locals had a joke name for them. Square grouper, the fish that came wrapped in plastic. Freighters would sit offshore, and small fast boats would run the bales in through 1,000 gaps in the shoreline. I'm keeping this at history book level on purpose. The point is the pattern. For 100 years, when something wanted to enter America quietly, it came through these islands. Even the island's identity runs on being barely attached to the mainland. In 1982, the U.S. Border Patrol put a roadblock at the top of the Keys and searched every car like it was a border crossing. It choked tourism, the complaints went nowhere, and the courts wouldn't stop it. So on April 23, 1982, Key West declared independence. They called it the Conch Republic. They declared war on the United States, surrendered 1 minute later, and applied for $1 billion in foreign aid. The roadblock came down, and the flag still flies, sun-faded turquoise on porch after porch. Now hold all that history up against what Rockstar built: a heist couple, a home on stilts at the edge of the map, a marina at night and somebody loading a suitcase onto a boat, a police boat carving across the water at dusk. Vice City is where the money gets spent. The Keys are where it comes ashore. That line is my read, not Rockstar's, but that's the answer to the Stilt House question. This is the part of Florida they copied with the most care, more than the bridges, more than the bars, the geography of getting away with it. Which brings us back to that name from the old railroad, because the biggest thing Rockstar changed is the island that isn't there. 3 changes quickly, with labels where they belong. First, the Shrink. The real chain runs 113 miles. The game's version, judged by the fan maps and the trailer, is far shorter, standard Rockstar compression. Second, the Shuffle. Real islands have real neighbors. Key Largo first, Key West last, Isla Morada in between. The game's islands, judged by mapping work, keep the feel and rearrange the pieces. No island is a one-to-one copy. And third, the end of the road. The real chain ends at Key West, the most famous island of them all, Hemingway's house with its 6-toed cats, Duval Street at night, every open bar door spilling a different song onto the same sidewalk, the buoy where tourists line up all day in the sun for a photo at the southernmost point of the continental United States. If the Keys are a sentence, Key West is the period. And in everything Rockstar has shown, it isn't there. No stand-in on the official region page, nothing in the screenshots. And here's the detail that convinced me this is worth saying out loud. The fan mappers, the people who have named a stand-in for Key Largo at the top of the chain, have nothing for Key West at the bottom. So either Rockstar cut the most famous island in the chain, or they're saving it. And Rockstar has a long history of holding their best landmarks back. That's analysis, and it's the question I want answered most about this whole region. So when you cross that first long bridge in November and the water turns that impossible green on both sides, remember, the road is real. The stilt houses are real. The Smuggler history is real. Rockstar just moved it all 1 state over and gave it a new name. And if the missing island shows up in a trailer between now and launch, this channel will cover it the day it happens. If you want the full state tour, the video on your screen right now covers all 6 regions of Leonida in 1 sitting. See you in the next one.